If you've just recently purchased my foot and hip toolkit, here are the instructions of what to do with the items in your pack. If you're thinking about getting one, then this might give you some ideas and options moving forward and how you can improve the functionality not just of your foot health, but your knees, your hips, and also your spine. Let me firstly start with my favorite item in here, which is this 45 centimeter balance beam. This is amazing for not only improving your balance, but strengthening the 4 layers of muscle on the underside of your foot. We've got 4 layers of muscle, 33 joints, and 26 bones in the foot alone. And for many of us, we're jamming it into a shoe and we're really inhibiting the movement of the foot. The foot muscles become weak because they are constantly supported by an arch in most of our Western shoes. Most of our shoes are pointed at the top and they're also on ramps, meaning that our bodies are going to kind of lean into some sort of an angle, which is going to throw off the balance of our whole body upstream, including our lower backs. When we step onto the balance beam, right, we not only improve the balance options in and around the ankle, the Achilles, the knees, and the hips, but we're also strengthening the VMO, the vastus medialis, the quad, the glute medius, and of course in and around the ankle joint, whilst also getting this epic hip mobility on the floating leg, right? You can then add in a layer of complexity here with one of the juggling balls that is in your pack also, right? By picking it up, squeezing and flexing, extending the foot muscles of your foot, internally, externally rotating your hip joint to pick up the object to make this a little bit harder. Alternatively, if you've got a friend, you can throw this juggling ball to your partner, encouraging once again a really cool game for balance, improving your leg strength, and also improving your hip mobility, all from the balance beam. If your ankle mobility isn't quite there yet, right? For most of us, our ankle mobility, if we have been wearing shoes, is not that great. We really want to make sure that we are in this position squatting often because this is a natural position for the body. If this is a bit of a struggle, I've included some of these elevated heel ramps so that you can add them to your routine, right? Whilst you're practicing and relearning how to squat, that's going to help you keep your heels onto a support, right? We want to practice this daily, up to at least 5 minutes a day, or if you're just starting out, even up to 3. Little 30-second bursts of just coming down into your passive squat, which is going to improve your hip and your ankle mobility. Over time, you can get rid of these guys and work on getting your heels and your whole foot down to the floor, lifting those inner arches and coming into your passive squat. I've also included into the kit my go-to for releasing tension and stress, not only in the underside of the foot, in the foot muscles, but of course anywhere else onto the body. These lacrosse balls are amazing to get into tightness, tension, especially around the SCM, and also the upper trapezius, which of course holds tension when we move into a fight, flight, or spinal sympathetic state. Also though, can massage out through your glutes, and of course for the purpose of this foot kit, to get into the connective tissue and the fascia on the underside of your foot. So rolling out this area not only loosens the connective tissue and the fascia, as in they let go of their grip, but it also helps alleviate any hamstring tension. Think about it. If you're sitting in a chair 24/7 or 8 hours a day, driving a car, going to sit in your couch, you are teaching your hip to be a hinge joint. The hip joint is a ball and socket, and if we continuously train our hip to be here, then we are going to end up with really short and tight hamstrings, short and tight quadriceps. It's going to annoy our psoas and our hip flexors, and that of course is going to pull onto our lower back, right? If we then are putting our foot in a shoe that is really compressing our foot, it's not going to get the mobility and the movement that it usually would get if we are bare feet. Therefore, all of this connective tissue and fascia gets really tight and angry. We end up with what we see as plantar fasciitis or foot pain, right? Our feet have muscles, right? And if we continue to support them with an arch in the shoe, it means that basically these muscles are not working. It's like not using your bicep. So over time, the muscles, the arch in your foot, they collapse, right? And we end up with medially rotated knees. That's going to also have a knock-on effect to your hip joint, right? And of course, the fascia and the connective tissue is going to try to do the job of the muscles to try to hold you up. No wonder we end up with foot pain and plantar fasciitis. And of course, knee surgery due to medial knee rotation due to a collapsed arch. The foot should be spread and splayed and muscly, and it's our job to look after it from the ground first. So these guys are an amazing tool for helping loosen off any tension and adding it into your foot health routine. In the pack, you're going to receive 3 of these. So if you are practicing your juggling, it's a great tool. Maybe you want to stand onto your balance beam and practice your juggling. But also they are fantastic to pick up off the ground, as I said, using the foot muscles to really flex and extend the foot muscles here so that we're actively using the muscles to strengthen them to develop the arch. And of course, then working through hip mobility, pick it up. Again, one of my favorite games on here is when we get our balance is dropping the ball onto the ground and either single leg squatting or choosing a destination with the ball to grab and playing with our hip mobility here. These are fantastic, just don't let your dog get them. 2 more items in the kit. We've got our Jenga blocks. So this is a great one for building what we call a foot tower. All right, we want to work the muscles in our feet, and this is a fantastic game to play with your family and your kids. Placing the blocks this way, right? We're looking to curl the toes over the block the best we can, pick it up, and then internally or externally rotate the hip joint to place it down onto the ground. Over time, we're looking to build a little tower like this, right? A really cool, fun game to work the foot muscles in your feet, improve your balance and your hip mobility at the same time. Now, the question I get asked all the time is, how do I get rid of bunions? Now, I used to work in radio and I wore stilettos that were on heels that were about that high. Not only putting my spine in like a really awkward position, but really squishing my toes. And of course, the energy in the foot has nowhere else to go but to create a bunion, being that the toes are being squished into a pointed toe gate. So I've included for you guys here a silicone toe stretch band. These are amazing. And if you do have bunions or want to strengthen again the muscles in your feet, can be super, super helpful. We pop them between the big toes, right, providing a little bit of tension here. And what you're going to notice straight away is that all of the muscles in the feet really start to activate, right? So I'm pulling it apart as much as I can here. Again, we really want to have strong spread and splayed toes. They should move like our fingers, right? And we're going to try to press the 4 toes down and lift the big toe up, and then press the big toe down. And we're going to try to do a few reps of that. Right, so that alone can be something, can be super, super helpful for really improving anyone that does have bunions or the foot or the feet have started to shape like a shoe. Even just pressing down with the feet, lifting and spreading the toes and pulling those big toes apart using the toe band is a really, really great way that you can help reduce those bunions. The last object, I don't have it here with me, but it's one of our double cork massage balls. An amazing option to relieve tension. So especially at night as you're lying down, it's a great one to get into the crux of the neck. We've got to remember, if there's things going on with our feet, we're going to be experiencing issues going on upstream. So you can grab this cork massage ball, roll it under the feet, get it into your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, get your partner to use it. It's a really fantastic tool that is also included in the foot and hip toolkit. I can't wait to see how you go with this one. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you're interested in getting one of these foot and hip toolkits for your home, then jump over to my website, megspace.com.au, to order yourself one today.